This is Newcap News with Emmett Murphy.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Moses here tonight with a look at sports. The Border Kings in action for the beginning of their second round series, and it was a thriller.
You know what? Most of these games you knew were going to be competitive, but this one just went above and beyond. We'll have plenty of highlights and more in sports.
And Peter, it was a cold, dry day today. Are we expecting that on the weekend?
We will, but not quite as cold, actually.
Perfect.
We're lucky. Our temperatures will continue to warm up day by day as we head through the weekend. This should be maybe one of the coolest days of February, actually. As we head outside right now, minus 16 is our current temperature. You can see those winds are from the south at 5 kilometers per hour that are bumping our wind chill values down to minus 20. Take a look at those normals, though. Minus 7 is our usual daytime high. Minus 18 is our normal overnight low. We'll talk about if we'll get down to that tonight across the region. Minus 16 all around with lots of clear skies. We'll tell you how long it will take for us to warm up in just a few minutes.
Meanwhile, RCMP investigators say the vehicle used by Robinson has not yet been located, and it may present a danger to the public. The vehicle is described as black 2000 Chevrolet Silverado. It may have Alberta license plate UZE545. The truck is believed to contain weapons which have also not been located. The public are warned that if this vehicle is found, no one should touch it in any way, including opening doors and touching or entering the vehicle in any manner. One man is in custody and another in hospital after a shooting in the St. Walburg area yesterday afternoon. RCMP say a 51-year-old man from St. Walburg was shot northwest of the Bright Sand Lake Regional Park entrance. The injured man then drove himself to a home 15 kilometers from the scene of the shooting and called police for help. The victim is receiving treatment in Saskatoon for serious injuries to his upper body. 46-year-old Robert Johnson of St. Walburg faces multiple charges, including attempted murder. Police say he is known to the victim and there are no other suspects in the case. Johnson will appear in Lloydminster Provincial Court on Monday. The Lloydminster RCMP are looking for your help in finding those responsible for vehicle thefts in the city. RCMP say someone has broken into vehicles at the city's recreational centers over the past month. The thefts have taken place when there is an event going on, and the most recent have occurred at the Civic Centre and the Lloydminster Golf and Curling Centre. The Lloydminster RCMP would like to remind the public to not leave any valuables in their vehicle or at least keep them out of view. They also suggest you keep your vehicle locked. If you see any suspicious activity or have any information on these or any other crimes, you are urged to contact the Lloydminster RCMP or Crime Stoppers. RCMP say a bus full of passengers has rolled on a highway near Redwater, northeast of Edmonton. Sergeant Patrick Webb says there are injuries and some people are trapped in the bus. Kerry Williamson of Alberta Health put the number of people hurt at 30, most of them with minor injuries, but several are considered serious. Williamson says at least a dozen ambulances are on their way. Meanwhile, a spokesman for STARS Air Ambulance says the injuries are very serious and 2 people are being flown to hospital. Police, fire, and emergency rescue crews are all on the scene. The release of the 2012-13 Alberta budget has started great debate over the financial responsibility of the province. The new budget features no new taxes or cuts to public services, while there will be increased spending in education and seniors programs. Wildrose candidate for Vermilion Lloydminster Danny Hozak says the budget is flat irresponsible.
The spending is real and the income projections are imaginary, and the accumulating deficits that they're running are, quite frankly, mortgaging the future of our children and our grandchildren.
Hozak questions how the government is projected to run a deficit despite predicting a 20% increase in revenue over already record profits.
Most of us, if we had a 20% windfall in our income, would say, you know, what a wonderful windfall. We should put 10% of that away for a rainy day. And they're saying, oh, what a wonderful windfall. We'll almost be able to balance the books with that windfall. It is unrealistic.
The budget will use up nearly half of Alberta's Sustainability Fund. Hozak says the Wildrose's alternative budget will reduce spending without cutting frontline services. The party plans to add approximately $4 billion, hiring doctors, nurses, and police officers. Hundreds of conservation enthusiasts have flocked to the border city for the Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation's 83rd annual convention. The Federation has over 30,000 members, making it the largest organization of its kind in the world. As Peter Quinlan explains, this event is about changing the world.
natural resources are something that are going to be depleted, and that it's us right now that need to be continuing to take action.
Jen Leslie came to her first wildlife convention when she was only 12 and has been active in the Federation ever since. She's not the only one committed to conservation. One teacher hopes to take what he learns back to the classroom.
Anything hunting related, trapping, fishing, the kids are pretty gung-ho, so we run an outdoor ed program with the school as well, and it all kind of gets rolled in.
A number of issues that hit close to home are being discussed throughout the 3-day event.
The enforcement issues that are from that year, and fisheries, wildlife management, of course a contentious issue that we've been dealing with for the last number of years, the gun registry, etc., those types of things. Yeah.
Especially with cottages, shoreline erosion, loss of property, damage, those sorts of things. With respect to highways and rural municipalities, a lot of roads have been washed out, road crossings.
The Saskatchewan Wildlife Federation has been busy working on projects that help preserve the integrity of Saskatchewan's landscape.
We do a lot of fisheries projects in the province. We also, of course, our land securement agreement. We also own Habitat Trust, is one of our programs, and we have title to 60,000 acres in the province that we take care of, and we manage other properties for other organizations also.
And as for Leslie, she hopes other young leaders like herself step up to make a difference.
To make sure that we do have our resources for future generations.
Peter Quinlan, Newcap News.